Hey everyone, welcome back to Psalms in Solitude, where we are walking through the Psalms together, quickly finding their meaning and then figuring out how we can apply them to our lives, not only in this season of coronavirus that we're in today, but for the rest of our days here on earth. And so today's day 24, we come to Psalm 24, which seems to be a processional hymn that may have been sung at a particular event in David's reign. We don't know for certain that that's the case, and even if it is, we don't know exactly what that event could have been. Commentators say a bunch of different things. I'll tell you the most common one, just so you can have an idea. The most common thing that commentators put forth is that this hymn was sung as David marched the Ark of the Covenant into Jerusalem to its final resting place from its temporary resting place at the house of Obed-Edom. You can read about that story in 2 Samuel 6 if you want to know more about that event that may have been happening as this psalm was written and then sung for that expressed purpose. One thing I want you to notice as we read this together is the progression of praise that David gives us. He first puts to us the Lord as the creator of all, and then he puts forth that the Lord is holy above all, and lastly, he shows us that the Lord is victorious over all. So let's read this together about the Lord. Psalm 24. The earth and everything in it, the world and its inhabitants, belong to the Lord. For he laid its foundation on the seas and established it on the rivers. Who may ascend the mountain of the Lord? Who may stand in his holy place? The one who has clean hands and a pure heart, who has not appealed to what is false, and who has not sworn deceitfully. He will receive blessing from the Lord and righteousness from the God of his salvation. Such is the generation of those who inquire of him, who seek the face of the God of Jacob. Lift up your heads, you gates, rise up, ancient doors. Then the King of glory will come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord, strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, you gates, rise up, ancient doors. Then the King of glory will come in. Who is he, this King of glory? The Lord of armies. He is the King of glory. I love the way Psalm 24 starts, because it's something that's very natural to us. It's natural for us to think of creators as owners. So think about if I were to pick up a piece of wood, raw wood, off of the forest floor and fashion out of that piece of wood some intricate wood carving. I cannot do that, but let's just say that I could. That carving would be assumed to be my property. The wood might not have necessarily been my property, but once I created this new thing out of it, it would be assumed to be mine. Thinking more differently, modernly maybe, but not necessarily, we in the U.S. have patent law, which we have these laws in place for creators, for inventors. When they invent or create some new thing, that creation is assumed to be their property. And we have patent laws so that they can defend their ownership of that property. They can choose to sell it, they can choose to keep it, they can license it out to others, but that invention, that creation is their property. And so it is with the Lord. David says the earth and everything in it belongs to the Lord. Why? Because he laid its foundation on the seas. He is the creator of all and therefore the owner of all. Not only that, but the Lord is holy above all. Verses 3-6 reaffirm something that we see all throughout Scripture, from the first to the last, that the Lord is holy and that he will only be in the presence of those who are holy. He will not defile his own holiness. So David asks the questions, who can ascend the Lord's mountain? Who can stand in his presence? David asks. And then immediately answers, the one who has clean hands and a pure heart. Simply the one who is holy. And finally, we see that the Lord is victorious over all. King David presents before us his king, the great king, the one true king, who is meant to be seen as infinitely superior to himself. Lift up your heads, you gates, rise up, ancient doors. The King of glory will come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord, using the proper name Yahweh of our God. The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, you gates, rise up, ancient doors. The King of glory will come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord of armies. He's the King of glory. David calls on his people to look to the Lord, to see his glory, to proclaim his majesty, to trust in his sovereignty. And what a beautiful psalm for us to reflect on today, for us to proclaim and to pray back to the Lord, that we would see that he is the creator of us. He is the creator of everything around us, and therefore he is in charge. He is the owner of it all. That he is holy, that we would see that he is holy. Not just that, but that through Christ, he has made a way for us to be holy, to be in his presence, even though we have not been holy. He, through Christ, has made his people clean and holy. And then that he is the all-powerful king. He is victorious over all. He is the King of glory, worthy to be praised and worthy to be worshiped. I pray that you would see him as he is today, the King of glory. I hope to see you tomorrow for Psalm 25.